how so how Oscar Nation and how Oscar Nation and welcome to and welcome to the third episode the discussion tonight the pre-air fan audio series if the is the like is president and my the vice president of the Scaro Nation and my co-host for this channel Charlotte how how are you?
Good. I've been a bit of a busy girl today, but I'm good.
And 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 to Charlotte so and the Charlotte so left hand side we have Eve travels through I'm
Yeah.
time um how oh how how are you my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing good, my friend. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah.
It's nice to have you
Great.
back.
Yeah, good to have you back for episode 3.
Thank you.
And so and so we kind of go around the table, but uh, the host of the channel, I kind of
Mhm.
like to the guests of go first, and then I'll give my opinion in a minute. So we'll start with we'll start with the email and the female with the panel Charlotte. So on you go, Charlotte. What did you think of the yeah,
I think this was I think this was a bit more of a fun romp. It was a bit more sort of, even though there was some obviously darker bits and there was a lot of stakes in this, which I liked very much. I think there was a lot more sort of, I don't know, banter's the right word. It just felt a little bit more like light, which I think after so much emotion and how heavy the second episode was, I think it was good that we had this as a bit of a like palate cleanser.
yeah,
And as we talk about later, the stinger for the end is very interesting for this.
yeah, and I mean, and and like yeah, so we'll come back to more in depth in a minute with you, Charlotte. But I want to get Eve's um option. So like give me your and Eve and I yes um um Eve.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the acting, of course, was. I really like Sam's doctor. You know, I've really gotten to really enjoy his portrayal. So yeah, I mean, and you know, and I enjoy, you know, I really like the companion, Jesse's. I really like her character as well, and I think feel like the story was good, you know, and I feel like, you know, I do like. I don't want to really bring any spoilers though for people who haven't seen it yet. So I
Yeah, yeah,
because there's
cool.
references from New Who in there, you know, from, you know,
Yeah.
especially 10 era in this one. So I didn't want to. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't bring spoilers about that because I don't want to ruin it, you know, for people who have not
Uh,
seen it.
yeah, okay. Yeah, even enough, but like in terms of like my opinion of this article, this is like this is obviously is this is obviously arms best best performance as the actor for
Yeah.
me, and I feel as though and I feel as though I've actually started I've actually started to I've actually started to connect to this and to this incarnation partly because we saw the more sort of the darker the darker sort of the darker sort of honourable side and
Yeah.
and I actually put it further.
Yeah.
As a
What a
Doctor Who
surprise.
fan, yeah, well, I can do that. I'm the cheeriest Doctor Who fan in the community. I don't really like the quirky side at all, because because and because the person who showed me the movie is a movie and that aspect. So yeah, but yeah, but so even on I'm so like I'm so I'm so like oh, that's some of your favorite arts today. Um 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 arts today odd deal guys.
Dave, do you want to go? Because I went first before.
Yeah, sure. So, what was? Sorry, what's the question?
Your favourite parts or any
Yeah,
scenes that
favorite
stood
parts
out
of
to you?
the episode.
Well, there is specifically, yeah, I think it was towards the end when Jesse was talking to the doctor. There was, um, that kind of, how he was kind of, talking about, his, he's like kind of like into what's that noise? Okay. Just kind of like he was talking about his kind of like his home and stuff, and he kind of, he seemed very, like he just tries to, block. It seems like to me he tries to like I don't know, it's like it's maybe it's too painful or something, and he kind of blocks things out maybe and keeps it holds it in or something.
Yeah, because at the beginning, Jessie brings up his past, doesn't she? Or she tries to sort of
Yeah.
glean a bit of information about his past, and he just doesn't want to do that.
No,
Yeah,
he doesn't.
yeah, like, and I did actually find that, and I did actually find that interesting because you had vibes, you had vibes of the Doctor and as well on the episodes that they just on Wolves channel a couple of episodes ago and then and then yeah I do and then and then that too. Oh, so it
Yeah,
was
it's very similar, actually. Now you say.
so it was so it was very similar
Yeah.
on that very and I think and very reminiscent of the dialogue that he gives to that he gives to Arthur towards the end of the episode. You seen a sort of similar the dynamic yeah between between Jesse and the Octa and it's like I would actually say that this I would actually say that this is some of this is some of the actresses best stuff is Jesse as well because you can actually kind of see that she's done on a sort of done a sort of research as to or as to what or done as to what or thinking companion as supposed to representing a and a solid tape within the confines of the story, and I like how and I and I just don't like the down and very and I just like how like she down and was her part the scarab. She's an she's an amazing actress, and to be honest, to work in the dynamic between Jesse and the Doctor is starting to really interest me. But as we go further and further the audio, you can it's like towards the end, and you hear the doctor finally we start to open up to Jesse a wee bit, and it's the every this doctor I mean I got some I mean I got some certain elements of the eighth doctor and
Yeah.
the Gary or episode the
Hmm.
archives Charlotte has
Just listen to.
which Charlotte has actually listened to as well, and like you can kind of see that this doctor was sort of channeling the eighth um the was channeling the eighth doctor particularly in regards to the stories were like the getting or and stuff like that. No, no,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I, I,
no, I
I
know
think.
some sort of similarity.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
great as well that she's still asking questions.
Yeah,
Because sometimes with
Oh, yeah.
companions, by like the third episode, they sort of some of that inquisitiveness sort of goes a bit about the Doctor because they've
yeah,
sort of had a few adventures at that point. I love the fact that she's still asking questions. She still very much wants to know more about the Doctor and that
yeah,
whole opening. It's sort of it's played a little bit for laughs, but
yeah,
I think what also because I think if you think about the last episode, I
yeah,
think this Doctor is sort of got death sort of hanging over him because he can't even comment. He can't even like get the words out when he has to face or talk about stuff he's lost.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's very interesting for a Doctor.
And it
Oh,
is, and it is, and it is and it is sort of similar to, and it is sort of similar to, Megan and archives, because if you think of it, no Charlotte and the Great and the Great or that is actually the eighth Doctor Shopper through the
Yes.
with I've obviously the departure of with obviously the departure of the same with obviously the departure of the same Miller. But like yeah, you saw some you saw some sort of vibes, but like yeah, but yeah, I'd be interested to find out what you guys think. Did you see sort of similarities with other actors in this episode, or
yeah.
your thoughts?
Trying to, I got. I think with some of the stuff when he was facing the monster, it gave me sort of 10 vibes with the sort of being the hero, sort of standing up and being very, oh, you don't mean anything to me, I've faced worse, and like that sort of, it gave me a bit of 10, I would say, because that's how.
Oh yeah, it reminded me of when Tenet with the Satan pit and stuff. Yeah, yes. I could see that.
The sort of and the sort of valiant hero. I think he had some very good hero moments, the Doctor, in this, and I think they played it a bit like 10, writing wise and acting wise.
Yeah. So what did you actually so what did you think of the idea of the whole the idea of the whole and the idea of the whole then airfight you're coming back I can't did you actually think when you were fine your it takes the audio and you're happy and you're happy to see you're happy to see the something I and then you've come back and
Dave, do you want to answer? Because you sort of referenced it before. What did you think?
Oh, the one I was talking about, New Earth.
Yeah. What did you think of that? How do you think they did the reference, or how they included it? Was it done well or not? Do you think?
I think it was well done. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was cool that was referenced actually, and yeah, and I like the I liked how they ended up in the TARDIS too. You know how they just I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I think it worked because references I think work better when they're not too in your face.
Yeah.
And I think it was nicely done that it wasn't like, look at us, we're referencing a past episode. Like sometimes.
Oh god, yeah.
And it gave us Daniel's favourite character, didn't it, Daniel?
Who's that? Here we go. You talk. Are you talking about the horrendous Scottish?
Oh come on, you know you loved it.
Oh well, like, I mean, come on, I mean, I don't think the character was a bad character. It was just a bit of an odd choice. It was just a bit of an odd choice that he actually was given that accent. And to be honest with you, that accent was actually pretty poor, if I'm honest.
It made me think of you when I was listening.
And so people, so like, I'm going offer my services here, like, or if he's ever going to have a Scottish character, if you really want a Scottish character,
get an
look no further than me. I'll give you a proper Scottish accent, no, because that was so over the top and so
the Scottish accent,
and so exaggerated. That is not how, and that is not how, and that is not how, and that is not how a Scottish accent sounds.
It was really. It was kind of like a Shrek type accent, like with Mike Myers or something.
Yeah, but, Jesus Christ! I'll have years about that now. But like, other than other than the Scottish accent. And the rest of the audio, the rest of the audio, I enjoyed, but like the Scottish accent was a bit and I'm not going to be about the bush.
You know what's even funnier? The other cat person actually did a really good British accent. I don't know if that person was actually British, but it was like a Cockney accent, and it worked quite well.
Yeah, it did sound pretty
nanny,
Oh, Jesus, dude.
what's worse? That's the question now.
Oh,
Locals or
Jesus.
this?
Oh, I've actually never heard a Scottish accent, so I can't comment. Yeah, I'd like
It's
to.
something. It's quite something.
Shut.
No, but I really loved the nanny character
Whoa.
because that was one
Yeah,
of my favourite scenes actually when she was talking to the little girl and she said about probably because it hit home because me and Daniel sort of have talked about this sort of stuff without going into much detail when she was saying to the little kid, "Oh mate, you don't have to keep your feelings in. You can talk to people, you can let them out." And also it impacted the doctor, which I liked, that he was listening in the background, and she clicked that at the end and brought it up. And I love that scene.
I mean, I'd like to listen to it. I haven't listened to it. I'd like to hear it the way he does it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and like to be honest with you, I mean, I thought the nanny would actually been a good addition to the TARDIS. Even because like
she didn't take no rubbish, did she?
Yeah, and she showed a bit of compassion as well, though. And she showed a bit of compassion as well, which is nice, and you can actually see, and you can actually hear that she would have made a good companion. And also, like, I hope at some point, if there's a next series that she might come back and be an extension of the TARDIS team. Because I really enjoyed her. I really enjoyed her character, and like I really connected to it right off the bat. So yeah, what did you guys think of her character?
I pretty much said what I think. I loved her. I really thought
Yeah.
she was fiery. She was compassionate. She called the doctor out, like, and she was sort of she was there for the kids, and she was good to sort of keep them calm.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So like so like on to the so on to the return of the Jurassics. What was your opinion? What was your opinion on the return of the Jurassics?
I think you guys probably had more of a reaction than me, to be fair.
Hey, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think they actually, and I think they actually enhanced this story a bit. Like, I really enjoyed the opening bit. Feel where you see them, and you see them, Malcolm, and first guy or whatever his surname was, but
Malcolm. That's all you need to say, Malcolm.
yeah, Malcolm. So like I really enjoyed that bit as well, and how he met his end. It was a very sinister. It was a very sinister sort of end, and it was very impactful. As well, but like but like cause well there were periods in the audio and there were periods in the audio as well where Jesse and the doctor were sort of separated, and that kind of helped me and and that kind of helped me understand, obviously, this incarnation a bit better as well. Because before I was, having a tough time trying to get up and trying to actually my opinion because I couldn't really connect
Yeah.
because I couldn't really connect to Sam's actor, but like I think but I think having them sort of split though for that period helped me understand this incarnation a bit better, to be honest.
Dave, what did you think then of the splitting up of them?
I thought that was done really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same.
Because it made him panic, didn't it?
It did. Yeah.
It really got him panicking.
Yeah, it added a little bit of tension and drama, for sure.
Yeah.
And it made him guilty. I think that's also it sort of because he had that scene, didn't he, when with the nanny, and he sort of just said, "Oh, I brought her here, and now she's in trouble." And it's like whenever the doctor sort of has to face consequence to it's fun traveling with him, but obviously there's monsters. So whenever they deal with
that's right, the dressings. I remember that. Yeah, they were referenced in this too. They were in here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from that Carnival Monster story.
Yeah, and I mean, there's actually good to actually, and it was actually good to, to actually hear, and to actually hear, but again, no, because it's been ages since we've actually heard, for them, and I do kind of like that they were introduced for this sort of these under their siege story. I think it really helped them benefit the narrative of the story, but in in terms of the whole and 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 in terms of the whole spaceship
Yeah.
in an orphanage. What did you guys think of that as a concept? Did you think it benefited the story, or did you think it was a bad concept?
I think it worked a lot because the doctor is traditionally very protective of children.
Oh, yeah.
I think it
exactly.
really gave him a reason, and sort of like I said, this is what I liked, even though like I said there was a bit of like more chipper air. Apart this, there was some real tense moments, like when they had to travel out the room, and he had to lead them all out the room with the nanny, knowing the dressings were just flying about. That was a proper like. And here's another thing. I don't know what you guys thought of the kids in this. I thought all the actors did a pretty good job because kids, it's either you can't stand them or they work in the story, I find. And I think the kids actually were quite well written and acted in this.
I do actually, Gary, they were actually all very well. I need to know which kind of makes a, it's kind of makes a change with, it's kind of makes a change with the story because in episodes such as Earhart, for example, like Kawaii, the body that can't help but want to reach her arms out in front of Evie and strangle that kid
Oh,
that really.
Moffat had this weird thing of he kept doing stories with kids in, and he just couldn't write them well.
Yeah.
In like Baldi's run, he kept doing stories with him and kids, and it was just like, stop! This doesn't work with his Doctor, and you can't write them that well.
I mean, you get a bit older, and you're a bit older, and a bit older, and among the kids were among the kids were absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've got no sort of issues with uh, um I've got no sort of issues with obviously your performance. It was I mean it was a fantastic performance them further out, but like in terms of any in terms of any Gerald in terms of any Jeroba acts to this episode, did there any sort of Jeroba acts to the episode that dragged to the story down a bit for you guys?
Dave, have you got any to mind?
Let me see. Good question. Charlotte, you go first.
I think maybe, and this is a bit nitpicky, the fact that they were separated, but I think they could have done more with Jesse being separated. I think, but because the fact that
Yeah.
the TARDIS ended up where they ended up, I suppose they couldn't. But maybe if they do this idea again of them being separated, I'd like Jessie to be able to be a bit more active next time, because she was sort of stuck in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
I think a bit in this.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But I should be thought, I should be good to see a bit more of, I wish it be good to see a bit more of the, hello. Yes, all hail the legendary
Yes.
Fatima Daniel and Charlotte. Yes, we are legendary now at this point. Yeah,
We
and
are
yes,
definitely
that's
a partnership.
um, das ist the best combination YouTube among the eyes in the community. And if they don't get offended by what I said, like, yeah, in terms of, in, uh, in terms of my thoughts as well, they could have done a bit more of that and they could have done a bit more of that from Jesse's Jesse's perspective, because because like I was sort of I was sort of saying to myself, like, what the hell was Jesse doing in the TARDIS? Because we never really, because we never really heard of them when she was in the TARDIS, so that would have been, so that would have helped this story a wee bit from a narrative experiment, for a narrative point of view. But in terms, uh, but in terms of, uh, but in terms of, but in terms of the actual, in terms of the actual, listening and the audio, I did kind of sort of, I did kind of sort of snap, I did kind of sort of snap, I did love it a bit, like, I don't know whether that was to do with the actual length of the audio this time out, or what, no, but I did sort of kind of off a wee bit in the middle, to be honest, and another drawback that I got from it was I would actually like to have seen a bit more of the artwork and a bit more of the animations again. No, again, no, to be honest. Again, no, to be honest, no, because it is basically, yeah, because it is basically a option for a YouTube channel, yeah, but overall, apart from the stuff of the Shark Tank and maybe, and
Yeah.
apart from the, apart from the Scottish accent and the Asian and like and I probably would have like and I probably would have actually liked to have seen a bit more more of the art and a bit more of the art and and input into the story. Apart from that, no, I'm actually pretty happy with the episode in general, but like I'm saying this to you as a, I'm saying this to you as a friend to me. Don't try and get and don't try and get somebody to do a Scottish a Scottish accent like that again. Um um I'll even come in and I'll do it for you myself. Elf, a bit of authenticity with the Scottish accent. Um, you know what? Into that accent is a bit too it's a bit too
He gave me a smile.
exaggerated. I mean, what did you say though? Because you knew it was going to,
Exactly.
because you knew it was going to, because you knew it was going to actually get that reaction. I mean, you could just tell.
It's all right.
Well, night, our friend Lee's
I
going
was
off.
gonna say night, Lee. He's probably
Yeah.
been busy working on everything he does. So night, mate.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah. Yeah. So like in, so like in terms of like more the in terms of more like the artwork and animations, with so with you guys actually will like to with them you guys actually will like to see a bit more of the art and a bit more of the art and animation that I do not or I do not too bothered by it. Oh,
Dave, would you like some more? If they could pepper them
stories?
in. No, the artwork. If they could pepper in maybe some art to match the scenes, maybe, or things like that.
Yeah. You know, it would be cool, but I don't know. Do you feel like this would ruin it? Do you feel like animation would ruin it?
I think it
Like,
would. I think it would actually. I think it would actually help some of the scenes to actually connect with you a bit more. Well, a bit more. What do you actually think, Charlotte?
See, even though it's on YouTube, I sort of treat it as an audio, like I would a big
Yeah.
finish almost at this stage, because it's because also I think they do a very good job at describing like any world.
Oh yeah.
Any sort of vista they want to. I think they're very and the narrator.
Oh, it's really
he
good.
needs
Yeah.
praise because he's so clear and he's so good at
Oh,
getting
yeah.
emotion. I think that if they didn't have him, I think this would be a hard thing to listen to.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I mean, I'm actually gonna is him myself. I'm a really enjoy his origination. I think he's got the perfect sort of voice or narration. I think he's perfect to listen. But I think maybe what I'm trying to get is that maybe maybe some animation or maybe some animation or some more art or provide you something something a bit extra as well. Not that not that I'm trying to be guaranteed or anything, but like it's always nice to have something a wee bit extra to well I think but yeah, I mean, I mean, so now we'll get on to so now we'll get on to the exciting bit of the conversation. I just think the doctor was actually, I just think the doctor was actually, referring to, or who do you think the doctor was referring to?
For which bit, mate, are we talking about?
Um, um, at the end of at the end of the audio, what did you think the doctor was talking about, or who did you think he was, or who do you think he was talking about? Because, as in my opinion, it's, in my opinion, it could be two possibilities, but what
Sure.
do you think?
Dave, do you have a theory? Because I have one, but mine involves quite a bit of explaining. So, do you have anything?
Could it be? This is way off, but do you think it could have been? Do you think it could have been? No, it's. I'm probably way off with this, but do you think it could have been Rose or no?
I don't think it could have been worse, but I do think it could either have been, it could either have been another song or,
Yeah,
um,
that's true.
or it could either have been another song or Susan, in my opinion, but
Susan, I could see that. Yeah, I
yeah,
could see that.
but like, but like think, I do think, to be honest, if you gave it more of a chance of it being a song, if you pay attention to the dialogue, what do you think, Charlotte? To get
I
your comments?
I think the stuff at the beginning,
Yeah,
Jesse comments about marriage, so I think it makes him think of River, and I think that's the
Yeah,
theme
that's
sort of
true.
with him and Jesse, that she's trying to work out like, oh, you've lived for so long, surely you must have had relationships,
yeah,
but
Yeah,
I think the end bit, and this is my little theory,
yeah.
I think because be, oh, sorry, because he says it's like some, because he talked about being shutting off, and I think
Mhm.
that's maybe him
yeah,
referring to 12 a bit, because 12 did that at his first
Oh
sort
yeah,
of series. So I think
yeah.
that's still referring back to 12.
Oh yeah.
But when he talks about something missing, like there's a bit of him locked away, I think Beware is playing with possibly a regeneration with a fault, like a proper. There's a bit that something's gone wrong almost with this regeneration.
Yeah.
And it's not like a Baker thing where it makes him a bit scatterbrained and a bit weird.
Right, and choking or the Colin choking.
Because we've had this. Because if you listen to Beware's videos, he believes the theory that the Doctor's last thoughts impact the next regeneration.
Right.
And watching Peter's last episodes again, because I was doing that anyway, he didn't want to regenerate. He did not want to regenerate 12. He was happy to die. So I don't know if that means this regeneration has resulted in a fault, maybe, in the personality. There's something that's sort of... And I think that's the arc, and that's what possibly we're going to find out near the end of the series, what this thing is that he's locked away or that he can't find or that he's lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Beware's playing with sort of those ideas.
And you get, so you sort of think it, you sort of think it could have been, you sort of think it could have been something, something to do with maybe the Doctor O's or something like that.
Yeah, just the state of mind that 12 was in. And that, think about it, he physically stopped his regeneration for like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So maybe that means this body, there's a fallback from that.
Yeah.
Because it would, to me, it would make sense possibly if regeneration's been stopped for so long. Yeah. There's going to be consequences maybe in the next body.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right. So I can all right, the kind of Austin, all right, but actually, even so, like I thought it all, Austin, for a minute, but like, so in terms of, the next episode, what do you think the next episode's only be like? Because at the end of the because at the end of this episode you hear you're saying it's going to be a sort of terrifying a sort of terrifying episode. Now you see the only drawback to this is if he was going to do this episode, though he probably should have had that episode drop and over and then maybe do this episode and this you know like you know like to correspond with correspond with Halloween. But yeah, that's just another silly thing. Like I do, I do enjoy I do enjoy your series, but like
but we're fans, so we're picky.
Yeah. And to be honest, to be honest, though, I'm the pickiest Doctor Who reviewer in the planet, as I'm sure Arlette will tell you, because I gave Doctor Who and the Pirates as 0 out of 10 a 0 out of 10 last, and as 0 out of 10 last, from a big finish review because it's an absolute abomination. Musicals and dogs who don't go well together, and I'm not the biggest, and I'm not the biggest, and I'm not the biggest, oh, oh, Rika fan either, as I'm sure,
Neither am I.
as I'm sure Charlotte already knows.
So what
But
do you
yeah,
are you ready? Are you ready for a spooky one, Dave? Next.
Yeah, I definitely would like a spooky one. Yeah, yeah, something like maybe like the Silence or the Weeping Angels or like the Vampires
I,
and State of Decay. Something spooky. Something
I,
spooky would be nice.
I don't think you'll be able to get the angels of the silence, partly because even it's Stephen Moffat that directly can that directly we can trouble that directly we can choose them the rights issues to them. The what I actually think will happen is like they've got the same they've got the same sort of concept as um I think he'll get the same set of concept as 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 George from episode 2, but I'm more sort of evil. More sort of evil. Um, I'm I'm more sort of evil character. Also an evil character that's the same race as George,
See,
in my
I think it's
opinion.
going to be a bit more Earth based because
Yeah.
they've not really done an Earth based one yet.
Yeah, that's true. They really have.
See, the thing is, so Charlotte, do you not think kind of Earth-based stories have kind of been done to death now, to be honest with you, because it is a sci-fi show, so do you not think that Earth-based stories are a bit done to death?
I
Mm,
think it's very
mm,
easy to fall into traps with Earth based stories when it comes
yeah,
to sort of
Sure.
story. But if you've got a good enough idea, I think it can work. But and I think
yeah,
if
Oh yeah.
this season they do sparingly Earth-based stories, I think it will work. If the
Oh yeah.
focus it seems to be so far on more planetary and sort of space stuff, and now and again they because here's the thing, I want to see Jessie in like modern times. I want to see her reaction. I think that's going to be fun, and this is because she's from the 70s. So you plop her in like now, it's going to be a
Yeah.
massive change for her,
yeah.
and I think that's going to be something that the Doctor can play, that Beware can play with, and I think that's why he's probably picked a companion not from modern times, from back
Yeah,
from more from times gone, because then you can do Earth based with a bit more freshness.
yeah,
Sure.
and I was kind of, and I was kind of, and I was kind of hot and, I was kind of hot and cold with the idea of the companion in from, in from the 80s, if you remember. When we spoke, um, and we spoke rival. Eh, but like in terms of in terms of the actor as the character, I'm really enjoying I'm I'm really enjoying Jesse as a character and obviously the actor it is absolutely it's absolutely sensational, to be honest with you. And like Charlotte, I know I can be I know I can be a ghetto on critics sometimes when it comes to the cover right, because I remember it because I remember it first because I remember it first when you said I remember it first
Oh,
you
here we go.
said
He's going to hold
give
me now.
this I remember I remember what you said is give the series a try, give the series a try, and eventually though I did actually even, and then I said, then I said, to be honest, and then I said, to be honest, and then I said, to be honest, if I do give this a shot, you're coming on to review, um, to review and discuss this with me, because you seem to be a sort of, you seem to be a sort of, expert when it comes to this series. So that's how.
Oh, don't
So,
call me that.
so that's how I've decided. So that's how I've decided to do these with you because it was you that actually it was you that actually urged me to give them the and series like global. Believe it or not, um um people think that this is my year, to be honest, and it was actually it was actually right, you know, so because you were the one that actually encouraged me to actually give the series a try. So there you go, guys. It's not just myself that comes up with the ideas. It's Charlotte.
Well, a big reason, and obviously, Dave, you can chirp in as well for
Yeah,
this point. I just think we've had such a bad 3 years. Like, obviously, not going into detail, but we've had such a bad 3 years. And I saw he was going to
Yeah.
do this, and it was something new. It was actually Who again. And even before he dropped them, I was like, this is at least something positive.
Oh yeah.
This is at least something that we can talk about. We can go back
yeah,
to talking about Who, just the episodes without all the rubbish that we've had to deal with.
yeah.
Oh
So I was just like, this is new, it's fresh, and it's hopefully something good. That was just my hope. I was like, please just be good. Doesn't have to be amazing.
exactly.
Just it's
Yeah.
and I think that's what I've seen a lot with comments on the audios, or when, because he obviously premieres them live, so there's a live chat, and you can
Yeah.
just see so many people. And obviously I'll get both Dave, you can add to this once I finished. I just saw so many people saying thank you for giving me Who again, like giving me a doctor again, giving me a story that I can follow again. So that's what I think so lovely about this. It's positive, it's new, it's something to get our teeth back into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right,
I
so
agree.
right, so right, so if you want to add to that now, add to on some website, your your Jim, Jim, want to add to what to what Arlen it's just said.
Yeah, I would say just I'm glad Charlotte. Thanks so much for introducing us to this because I was getting a bit discouraged, and this helped me get away from all the current era stuff. Not think about that stuff, and I don't really think about it as much anymore.
Yeah, I was like, this can be a bit appealing.
I'm
Yeah, it
actually
really is. Thank you.
I'm actually still I'm actually still kind of half and half with it. Yeah, I'm getting better at not, I'm getting better at not trying to think about it as much, but there's still but there's still but there's still certain bits that actually there's there's still certain bits within the anthem at the moment that still kind of piss me off, in particular to the in particular to the Avros remember that we've heard and that we've heard and that we've heard in the TARDIS on O's O's channel because because like Davros actually is my favourite character of all is my favourite character of all time, and to be honest, actually, if any alteration of stuff that character, I'm sorry, it's going to break. It's going to break me. It's going to break me even us in the even us in the time when there's children. So apologies for that. So apologies for actually losing my temper and Friday night and with
Apologise.
and with all the and with all the speculation about the Chibnall stuff that we heard on Saturday, because I really couldn't concentrate on the episode at all, and I told you privately, Charlotte, I had to actually cut the sound off my mic because I did get into such a state this show, and like I'm still hurting because this show means a lot to me, and I am trying to, and I am actually trying to be as positive as possible because you've actually seen it in a lot of the streams of and a lot of the streams that I've actually done recently. The Jane Adventures stream and then these streams of you and to a certain extent the stream and to a certain extent and to some extent and to a certain extent asked him when he's stream I know it kinda started off with a sort of with a sort of a sort of a sort of shit audio discussion because we both hate the so we both hate the pirates. But like if you actually go back and listen to that stream as well, and there was a lot of positives from us to each stream as well. And like to be honest with you, there is a lot of people that are saying to me, "Oh, you're too negative, or you're too this, or you're too that," and I'm like, "Nah," and I'm like, "Nah, I've actually tuned into my streams recently because sometimes I think people will have still active sort of still active sort of hearing and they believe whatever the hell they like about me, to be honest, and I have been positive recently on my channel.
Yeah, but just don't listen to those. That's what you just concentrate on you.
Yeah.
And your mates and what makes you happy. I think that's what we all just need to do going forward, honestly. Because we'll just drive ourselves insane if we don't. We would utterly drive ourselves insane. Like Dave's doing quizzes. He seems to really be enjoying doing quizzes on his channel recently. So we all need to find a niche or something that we just love talking about.
Yeah, I'm liking terms of myself as well. I've got a couple of like funny short videos like still on pre-order. I mean, I still have to. I mean, I still have to find those and was well. I did kind of a step on Apple. Listen, but
Still need to pre-order those.
I'm telling you, still not found. I've still not found them yet because I'm going to actually pre-order them. No, and like that year actually and that year actually guaranteed a review. I am guaranteed a review, and a review, a review of that series because when I come on to review and his articles because he was a very he was the doctor that actually into the show generally. Yeah, actually these that are coming out, and I've also got the Dell Chemistry, and I've also got the 10th Doctor Dell Universe up as well. I've still to actually listen to the I've still to actually listen I've still to actually I've still to actually listen to the first audo the Dell which I'll listen to during which I'll listen to in a few years time. I've got Shadow the Dell in pre-order and I've got the Multi-Master story with Eric Roberts, which I'm sure Charlotte Charlotte's desperate to know what I think of Eric Roberts' performance because
What do you think of Eric Roberts, Dave?
It's the master.
Yeah. What do you think of him in the movie?
I saw him, in the TV movie. I thought he was all right. He wasn't my favorite at all. I definitely prefer Ainley. I mean Delgado, Ainley, Sim, and all those. I wasn't the biggest, but I thought he was all right in that trailer that Daniel posted. I actually thought he was a little bit better in that than he was in the actual movie, which was interesting. I don't know. Yeah, that was weird. In the trailer, I actually liked him for the Big Finish better in that than I did in the TV movie, which is funny.
And there's everybody will be kind of wondering and kind of wondering and impatient to actually find out what I think of his performance. And I know Charlotte.
It's going to be fun, whatever response you give, mate. It's going to be fun.
Go for it, yeah. Good.
Yeah, because because even Bill on it, movie was giving me was sort of teasing me was sort of teasing me about that as the show on the show last time out. So yeah, I mean everybody and so it seems to me everybody will be dying for that review. And
you'll probably get a lot of people in the chat for that one, mate.
And if his performances, I'll do two things. I'll do two things for you, Eric Roberts. The first,
I've just had to
right,
nip out.
I'll
He'll be
just
back.
I'll just right, Kate. See, yeah, yeah, so I'll do. Yeah, so I'll do. With I'm Oriented Roberts, and the first I'll as I'll apologise for every scathing thing I've said about yeah, her performance in TV movie because I did actually say it was um I I have actually said all along it was a bit poor and a bit shit and I can being honest with you, Charlotte and I'll back me up on this because I've
Oh
said that
yes.
on numerous streams. But if his performance doesn't prove, I will actually write him a written apology on my Twitter account and I'll even invite him onto the channel. I'll even invite him onto the channel for an interview. So either way, so either
Going to be
way,
good.
so either, so either, so either, so either, you can kind of, you can kind of get a, um, and you can kind of get someone, someone losing in out of that steering no matter what. Oh, I think that'll be my, I think that'll be my most I think that'll be my most steady email to be honest, especially after around my comments about Robert's performance and TV movie. I think everybody knows what I think of that performance by now.
You're not shy, mate. You're not shy.
Yeah.
Well, as we've sort of gone to different topics, anything in the chat if you guys want to ask us, we can talk about topics if you want, or if you want to ask us questions. Because there's quite a few in the chat tonight, so if you guys want to ask us anything, like our views, what we think of certain things.
Yes, yes, enters on some um, enters on some questions on the chat.
Because it can be about who, if there's anything else, as long as it's the only rule is I'd say keep it positive, relatively. If you want us
And
to rant about something, at least make it be who related or something.
and try not make it about politics. Shy away from
Oh yes, we don't want to touch that within a barge bowl, please.
But ask us, um, um, ask us anything. Um, you can ask us anything apart from politics. Right, so we've got a question here from one of my most dedicated subscribers.
Yep, Rob's awesome.
Any any Easter eggs? Any Easter eggs on name drops on episode 33? Um, so any favorite Easter eggs? Well, like I suppose you can kind of actually say at the end, but it's kind of an Easter egg, but not really defined it. This one I think that's the most interesting out the whole lot so far. And like as well, we have the possibility of maybe maybe George could actually back an episode and then further episodes we could possibly come back as the series like progresses. Also as also as well, I think maybe the shadow proclamation could actually make another appearance like towards the end of the series or maybe in the finale. Because I don't know if you know that this guy's the finale and kids like the finale and the finale I think will be the new part because it told me privately, voice the recording um that there is a new part there's a two-part story named and contained within the series within the series which I do actually think will be the finale. To be honest, it would make sense, but what about yourself?
It's maybe a bit more of a reference, but there's a cheeky little reference when the nanny sees the Sonic, and I don't know if it's a bit of a jab at Chips. I don't know, but there's a bit where he goes, "Oh, it's a Sonic," and he's explaining what it is, and he says, "Oh, if I was a writer, I'd say it's a plot convenience." And that made me giggle because I was like, I don't know if you're generally having a bit of a dig at how Sonic has become like a massive, oh, you need something fixed? Just use the Sonic in the modern run. Or it's more how bad it's used in Chibs' run. But that made me laugh and giggle because I was like, yeah, that's a bit of a meta joke, which I quite liked.
I think so. I think so. I think so. I think so. I says what does that even say, Charlotte?
Would any of you
It,
think it's time to see more of the greater vampires, as last seen in the fourth Doctor's story, State of Decay, or possibly seeing a bow ship? I think.
I think that would be an interesting. I you to get a bit more of an expansion on that sort of on the sort of concept. As to be honest with you about the state of the vampires, because there's still a bit of story and there's still a bit of story to be told. Yeah, but in terms of the worship as well, I do think there is a story to be told, and and there is a story to be told in fact, Aniston as well. What do you think, Charlotte?
Oh, as some of you guys probably know because you've seen it, I'm dipping my toe into classic right now. I'm watching one a week, and I've not got to State of Decay yet. But I think it's always fun if they take like a one-off thing from classic or something that was a one-time reference, whether that's Big Finish or the show when it does it. I like it when they do expand on on villains and stuff. So anything that expands, I'm usually pretty up for it. Because they don't. I think Big Finish is especially good for that, though. They will take one off storylines or storylines which didn't really get an ending and just sort of run with it. And I think that's the fun of Big Finish a lot of the time.
Yeah, and and I'm right, they've got another, they've got another, We've got another question, and from John Eat, who's another big supporter of mine. So John asks, who would you like me to see in the next audio? It's if it be an old companion or a ale or a family. And to be honest with you, to be honest with you, John, I would kind of like to, see this, the seed, the seed devils, um,
Oh,
um, listen, listen, I know, because it's been ages since
yeah.
we've actually heard for the sea devils, so the sea devils for me. So like I'll ask the panel members, so who would like to and so who would like to answer this question next?
Dave, as
So
you've just come back by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I just came back. Yeah, I can be on for like 10 more minutes. Yeah.
So, who would you like to see in the next story? If it be an old companion or one-off alien, that's the question.
I would say, well, unfortunately, we can't get Sarah back, so I'd say it would be cool to see where Nissa's been. You know, what's going on with her? Because she was last seen in the Terminus story. She was helping out those people. She decided to leave. So I kind of like to see where what she's been up to, and then what other one? Well, obviously Susan. She hasn't been around in a while, so it'd be cool to bring her back.
Yeah, I think the only possible worry is it's going to be obviously not the actors and actresses. So I think a lot of us have got these companions sat in our heads at this point, haven't we? So I think they could do it and they could pull it off, and I trust Beware to write it well. But I think that would be my. But I think I would rather see that maybe near the end more because. Like I said, I think if the art goes the way it could go, that would be interesting if an old companion shows up. Because, like, if he's struggling so much to talk about his past, how would he react if he saw an old companion, this doctor? I think that would be a very interesting thing to say.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
I am interested. Interesting question from Anthony Davis and sure already knows my answer to this, but yeah, because I talk about this all the time on streams and privately to Charlotte and a couple of others. It would have to be archives from me because archives is absolutely fantastic. Because oh yeah, absolutely.
Dark.
Yeah,
this is my birthday present, so
it's the best. It's the best. It's the best big finish. It's the best big finish series of all time, and I just enjoy it. And to be honest with if you did it, and to be honest with you, I'm only and I'm going to get Charlotte back on television of opposites to the be honest, because like that's something that I've always actually wanted to do on the channel, a series by series and review the archive. So now that so
Yeah.
now and so now and so now that are it's get off so well, I've already invited on to the video with but like there's a couple of there's a couple of other people that I've invited, so it was so they haven't said so they haven't said up anything yet in regards to like in regards to like the time and the tests and that, no, but we'll sort that out till on the end. So we'll sort that out at some point. So like I'll turn this over. So I'll turn this over to my panel guys. What is your favourite like Finnish audio? And you have to give an answer
Sean,
because you have to give an answer because I'm not
Lee, this is
right.
very hard for me.
Yeah.
Just one. That is very, very hard, and I'm literally just like scraping the surface right now with Big Finish. Daniel can like still recommends about 20 to me, and I'm like, I'll get there eventually. There's a lot of it. I bet David. I know because are you starting to listen to bits of it now, Dave?
Yeah, I listened to like 15 so far. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot, isn't there? So
Yeah.
you sort of. I think Spare Parts is amazing because
Yeah.
I really love what they've done with 5 on Big Finish. I think they've really honed in on what Davidson's good at, which is the serious acting he can do combined with still that sort of boyish charm that 5 had from the TV series. I think it's a very, very interesting and I think he's a bit dark on Audio 5, so I love that. And and Spare Parts, you have an absolutely amazing like genesis for the Cybermen. I think that's a really good origin story as well. I love McGann though, so those two are my doctors. I'm big on audio, and I think for 8, I love him and Lucy Miller. So like that first series with Blood of the Daleks, and maybe and some of the early stuff with Charlie Pollard. So it's hard, but I think my go-to would probably be Spare Parts.
And
Nice.
and yeah, and so he has a soft spot for Megan, but for a completely different
I'm a
reason.
woman. Daniel, I'm a woman. That voice. You will not understand this.
Oh, come on, you knew I was going to actually say that.
I know. I'm just saying, you don't understand, mate. It's very attractive in many ways.
Yeah.
Plus, he still looks incredibly like young for his age.
Oh yeah,
he's aged really well, hasn't he? Yeah.
He has. He's aged. Like if I age that gracefully, I'll be happy. Put it that way.
Same here. If I'm that age and look that good, I would take it. Yeah.
And that is a fantastic story as well. And that is actually one of my favourite stories to actually listen to. It's a superb story. What did it do? It's a really enjoyable story.
Plus, it's a good jumping on point, I think, for 8 on
Yeah.
audio. If you don't, because some of his box sets can be very. You have to have listened to the stuff before.
Yeah.
So I think that's a nice jumping on point for if you want to try.
Yeah,
that.
but like but
Sure.
like I would say as well, like like series like archives are also a jumping on point as well, because you don't have to because you don't have to like have listened to the Eighth Doctor and the Eighth Doctor adventures and series that was before this. You could just jump on that though as well. So archives is a good jumping on point as well. No, to be honest.
So Dave, from the stuff you have listened to, what's your favourite? Some Big Finish.
My favorite, I like Spare Parts, like you said. I like that, Big Finish, he gets to show a bit of a darker side too that he didn't get to show on TV. And yeah, I like, how you get to see the genesis of the Cybermen and that, which I found really fascinating. And there's quite a few others. I like the Colin Baker one. That was the influence for Dalek for the Eccleston one, Jubilee. That was a good solid one. By Rob Sherman. I quite like that one. I quite liked what else did I like? I like the one where it was like oh yeah, it was the one with the Fifth and Perry. I think it was called Eye of the Scorpion. Quite like that one.
With what's her name? The Egyptian. I can never say
Aaron M or something. Aaron
Yeah.
M. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's take a look at the chat and see if there's any more. Any more stuff that needs to highlight. Yeah. Um. So so on said Bye had recommend we done film or audios yeah dabei yeah dabei is dabei is using all these recommend
Oh, he knows everything when it comes to Big Finish.
Yeah.
He's a walking encyclopedia, that guy, for Big Finish.
apart
Oh yeah, it's in general. Yeah.
Yeah, like apart from apart the sixth Optimum Perry stranded but since it tore a new it tore a new
Yes.
arsehole, especially the sixth Optimum Perry but he didn't enjoy that. No, if you caught that with you.
Yeah, because that's Big
Yeah.
Finish is dipping its toe into virtue signaling rubbish, and I just hope that because they have to actually make money.
Yeah. And Bob says I enjoyed the sex stuff, not public finish, based on you get up so like the nightmare, yeah, and the nightmare, etc. Yeah, because the big finish the unused gather apps and make a whole series out of them. That's how
Yeah.
because that's how the hanging backs the game. I'll have to tell you either Jane next, either in the return to the Cyberman or the turn of the cyber man. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for everybody who's been in the chat and interacted. It's always good
Yeah.
when we have a chat that
Want me to
interacts.
go with you?
We can bounce off.
I'll go with you.
Okay,
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna have to go pretty soon. I gotta help Jen with the laundry here.
Yeah, that's good. We'll probably be stopping pretty soon, to be fair, won't we, mate?
Yeah, we'll go for another couple of minutes, but you guys, but like David and Jennifer, you guys, be safe and take him here, and we'll have you back on at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, thank you so much, Daniel and Charlotte.
Always
Thank
an
you.
open invite for these audio reviews, you know that.
Yeah, thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Have a good rest of the week, mate.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
And thanks to everybody in the chat as well. Thank you guys too. You take care as well.
So, like, in terms, so, like, briefly before they finish up, I do have some important, announcements to actually make, in regards to the channel. I'll be back at some point. I'll be back at some point in January, because I just really feel like I need a bit of a break, to be honest with you. And like, as much as I do enjoy having guests on and I think it's important that I take the opportunity to have a bit of a break as well. But you'll still see me on the third zone for like the new and for the new steady games, and you'll see me pop up on my Facebook on my Facebook groups as well. And like, to be honest with you, when I come back in January, when I come back in January, we'll continue with this we'll continue with this we'll continue with we'll continue with this series, and we'll continue with this series of discussions, because I've really been enjoying them. And like, Charlotte as well, has been kind enough to actually come onto the channel, and thanks very much to everybody that showed up in the chat, and like, and thanks again to like all the guests that have actually appeared in the channel, because like, I'll be honest with you guys, like, I never thought I'd be able to actually the audience that I have. To be honest with you, because there is because there is a lot of shitty emails out there than myself that you could be listening right now, and like, to be honest, guys, I'm actually thankful that you've actually stuck by me, because to be honest, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for if it wasn't for and some of you guys that actually show up in the chat, no, because I have actually got a lot of I have actually got a lot of in the past, and like, to be honest, if it wasn't for everybody's support here, and Charlotte's support, and support, I mean, I would have just I'll play to just be basically and it's my channel going right now. I'm obviously the guy that comes on here and gives you guys the advice. You guys actually are the important part of my channel because I enjoy interacting with myself. I chat my guests, so thanks to thanks to actually my panel for coming on tonight, my chat, and like to everybody that shouts me out as well, and obviously, and obviously, and obviously, all the guests that have appeared on this, and and this is this is yeah, because I've given you because I've given you a whole host of different a whole host of discussions as well and different topics. So I'm very grateful to everybody that's up and that's stuck. I'm able. I think it's Britain. I think it's time for a bit of Aiken. I'll be back with, and I'll be back in the new year. But I'm shit. I'm but I'm actually out some of her eating season not before end the stream. So like, if you get anything, if you get any shout outs, Charlotte?
Well, this afternoon, I sort of joked I've been busy. Dan was being invited to be onto his stream where we did our own repeat seasons and picked episodes, so that'd be a good laugh. So if you haven't caught that, please do watch that. And I do classic every Saturday night on the TARDIS Zone, and people seem to like having my first sort of time reactions to classic. So if you want to hear that, that's Saturdays. And those are the stuff I know, and I just want to say thank you, because I said this a couple streams ago on Null, but I'll repeat it here because I think we've built a lovely community here. Like, we've made some real friendships. I've made a real friendship with Daniel, and I would thank you. Yeah, I'm tongue tied. just thank you to everybody, and just like I said, let's just concentrate on the positive, what we love, what we enjoy, and what we've built, and just try and keep that in mind because there's a lot of rubbish out in the world right now.
Yeah, yeah, and I couldn't put it to myself. And like in terms of myself, you can you can just drop me a follow. It's Celtic Daniel 22 and and you can also join my two Facebook together as well. All of the own and all of the own in the description down below. Oh, but anyway, guys, yes, and I'll see you in January for some more, and for some more streams, for some more and audio discussions with Charlotte and Leave travels and through time, and obviously some big finish and reviews, and I'm just going to invite some one of my pals on, and if anybody in the live chat as well, and if anybody in the live chat ever and is ever available to come onto the channel as well that hasn't been on before a one, but I get on as well because it's important to get different guests on channel, and there's some, and I've got a couple of ideas for some more streams in the future as well, and some more guests as well. But until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the new year.
See everybody in the new year and about where you'll see us.
Yeah.